Hey everyone, welcome back again to another Flutter series, and in this session we will look into how to achieve this radar animation with the help of sweep gradient and rotation transition widgets in Flutter. The implementation part is going to be very simple. With just few lines of code you will be able to achieve this radar animation in Flutter. Therefore, without any further delay, let's directly jump to the coding part and get this done. Well, starting with the main.file, we have a navigation to my homepage. At the same time, we no need to add any dependencies in the prospect. All the logic will be written down manually. So let's move on to the my homepage. Here in the my homepage, we have a stateful widget class with the empty scaffold. So whenever we are going to handle animations in our Flutter, we need to make use of the single trigger provided state mixin. That will pretty much help us in implementing animation in our Flutter. Since we are dealing with animation, we need to create an animation controller. So let's create that. After it is done, we need to initialize the controller in the init state. So let's have a init state. Since we have a stateful widget, we can make use of init state, and inside the init state, let's initialize the controller and let's set the duration in terms of seconds as 20. Since the radar signal keeps on rotating, we need to make use of the repeat method finally. So this is all about the initializing of animation controller in the init state. Dealing with controllers, we need to definitely dispose that in the dispose state, otherwise there might be memory leaks. This is basically what we need to do for initializing the controllers. Now move on to the UI part. Here inside the scaffold, let's start by creating the UI part. First let's create a container and set the scaffold background color as black. Now here inside the decoration, let's create a gradient, that is the sweep gradient, and pass in the colors. Basically we need to pass the colors, which is going to be the green color and followed by few transparent colors. To make it look even more real, let's set the value for the stop attribute. It is going to accept a list of values in the form of double. So let's provide that. And if I save this app, you'll be able to see that it typically looks like a radar signal. Now we have the signal ready. To make it rotate, we need to make use of another widget which is available in the Flutter. So let's wrap this container inside the rotation transition widget and pass in the turns. We also need to provide the controller to the animate of method, since the controller is something which we have already initialized in the very beginning. Now if I click save, you will now notice that our radar signal keeps rotating infinitely. And finally, as a cherry on the cake, let's wrap this rotation transition inside the container widget and provide the background image. The background image is going to be a network image which we will define here, and if I now save, it will pretty much look like a radar signal. So this is how you can easily implement radar signal with the help of just sweep gradient and rotation transition in Flutter. Hope you guys found this tutorial useful. If you do so, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.